This statement is delivered on behalf of the Solomon Island Planned Parenthood Association, SIPPA, a leading non-governmental organization that promotes sexual and reproductive health and rights and family planning information and services in the Solomon Islands. Issue 1. Access to comprehensive sexual and reproductive health SRH services for all and comprehensive sexuality education CSC for young people in the Solomon Islands. Solomon Islands has only received one recommendation linked to sexual and reproductive health or rights to implement public awareness and education programs on sexuality aimed at adolescents that includes information on contraceptive health, family planning, sexual and reproductive health, sexually transmitted infection, and HIV and AIDS, made by Norway in the first cycle. While progress has been made in this area, access to sexual and reproductive health information and services remains a critical gap in the current intervention. In Solomon Islands, 35% of married women and 83% of sexually active and married women are not using contraception, despite wanting to avoid pregnancy and met need for family planning. Despite freely available modern contraceptive methods at all public health facilities in Solomon Islands, uptake of contraception is very low and rates are decreasing. Only 24% of married women and 8% of sexually active and married women used modern contraceptive method to prevent pregnancy. Unintended pregnancy is very high in Solomon Island, with 57% of all women between 15 to 49 years reporting that their last pregnancy was unplanned. Solomon Island also experienced one of the highest reported rate of gender-based violence. In 2008, it was reported that 42% of women between the age of 15 to 49 years had experienced physical and or sexual violence in the last 12 months. Widespread sexual and gender-based violence, SGBV, poses multiple issues for women, including minimizing their ability to access contraception and their ability to negotiate consensual sex is often limited by pressure or violence from their partners. This statistic shows a pressing need for increased education and improved access to sexual and reproductive health services. The Solomon Island government recognized health education and promotion occurs in schools through sexuality and family life education (FLE). As per the National Education Strategic Framework 2016 to 2030 and National Youth Policy 2017 to 2030. However, sexuality education and FLE is not currently part of the mandatory formal school curriculum, and efforts to raise awareness and education for young people has been minimal. Further, due to various challenges such as poverty, lack of access to education in rural areas, lack of tertiary education or vocational opportunities, many young people either drop out or do not continue their education. Hence, it is important to ensure out-of-school youth and adolescents are reached with CSC. Poor access to services and lack of proper education contribute to some of the sexual and reproductive health situation in the Solomon Islands. Recommendation 1, ensure the provision of and access to age-appropriate information, education, and adolescent-friendly, comprehensive, quality, and timely sexual and reproductive health services at both government and non-government-led health facility for adolescents and youth. including those with disabilities, to develop and adopt a comprehensive sexuality and family life education curriculum following the UN International Technical Guidelines on Sexuality Education, and integrate mandatory CSE into all school curriculum, both the primary and secondary level, beyond just biological information as part of home economics, science, health subject. Include training on CSE in its national teachers training programs, and include adequate financial resource allocation for continuous teachers training and the development of CSE tools. Many thank you for your attention.